Happy Thursday. Forgive me. I am super duper late. I'm like an hour and some change late. I didn't expect to be this late. I set the stream for 6 o'clock, hoping that I could make 6 o'clock. Definitely didn't make 6 o'clock. Definitely. So I thought I'd make 6:30. That didn't happen. So it's 6:43. I'm finally here. Forgive me for such the delay. I got caught up doing housework that I've been putting off for a long time. All right, hey everybody, how's it going? I look dry. I look tired. Oh gosh, but whatever. We're here. Goodness gracious, hold on. Kind of like jumped out the shower and came down here. But nonetheless, we're here. We're back with Omniscient Reader. We're in this arc. It's a really good arc with Catastrophe of Floods with the. I'll call it the Yu Sung Shin crisis. That's what I'll call it personally. What do? We currently have two Yu Sungs, one from a regression so far in the future that it's ridiculous, and our Yu Sung that we met, the little kid version, and having the two of them interact and what's up, Alvaro? No, I haven't seen the ReZero What Ifs. I have not, but yeah, we left off with that, and I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm late. It's like, what am I doing? I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm late. Let me unpin this. Unpin. That's what I wanted to do. Made a goof. All right. All right. Deep breath. 103. Here we go. I'm gonna stop jabbing my jaw. All right. Here we go. I won't kill the catastrophe. Here we go. I won't allow any objections. So please, I ask you all to go along with my decision. What the hell are you saying? He must have something in mind. I will support your decision, Dokja. And she is like, huh? She's not a part of the main crew, so she doesn't have the faith in him like the rest of them do. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I'm fine with it if that's what you want, but I can punch her as much as she beats up Titan. No, right? Damn it, fine. You always do what you want anyways, but are you sure it will be okay? You're not going to kill me? Ooh. Don't make me laugh. Who do you think you are? I wonder, is this an anger tremble or is this something else? I wonder. The world of the 41st round, which I'm from, is no more. In the entire universe and all the timelines, the people I knew don't exist anymore. That's interesting. You, what do you know? That's interesting. All those years I've suffered through. How could I just forget all of that and... Ooh. That's interesting. This right here, I need to remember to come back to this. I need to remember to come back to this. All right. To lose the world you live in and the people you love and having to live again in that world despite that. Ay. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. For her to end up to be at a point in which she can relate to Junghyuk is crazy because all of her hatred was fueled towards that man. Wow, I didn't see this coming whatsoever. I did not one bit did I see this coming. All right. The only person in this world who understands her pain is the regressor Junghyuk Yu. All regressors live out their lives in contempt of things that haven't happened yet. You kill someone because they'll end up being a villain. You kill someone because they'll end up killing my friend. And at times, you save someone because they'll be an ally. I know that none of that has happened yet. I also know that they don't remember me. And that they haven't done anything wrong. But I take action believing they will. That they won't stray from the life they were destined to live. Because to me, all of that are things, because to me, all of that are things that are definitely going to happen. To get perspective from him, to understand him, right? To understand his mindset. He doesn't let you in. That's the thing. This man doesn't let you in his head. So the fact that we're getting this from him, I like it a lot. I really like it a lot. I can set aside things to understand why he would act the way he acted to her when she first showed up, by what he's saying. But still, it's like a I get it, but still. It's like I get it, but still. All right, let me continue. Because if I deny that, I can't go on living. That's right. It's all because of how you live that my friends, so you should live as I do, you sung. If you want, I will be the object of your contempt. Carry on living with the goal of killing me in this round. Wow. Oh, wow. Captain. Wow. I want him and Doksha to just be on a team together permanently. It would work so well, please. It's like you got him in all black that turns like he gives her all of these jewels he's just dropping on her head. And then he turns his back and walks away. And then as she's reaching out, Doksha slides in. And it's just like it's like the inverse. It's like bang. There he is. Come on. You sung. Now this is your new round. You stinking Dokubi. I'm sorry, but I can't allow that. Like all of us have said, the clear conditions does not mean we need to kill the catastrophe of floods. It just says we need to defeat the catastrophe of floods. Last time I checked, defeat and kill are two completely different things. It was never specified. So if he tries to pull some bull crap, we definitely could jump through some loopholes. All right. Yep. I knew it was about time he showed up. That damn mid-grade Dokubi. Oh yeah, that's why I don't want Doksha to lose the white jacket. It's just, it shows how different they are. It's like you flip it and it's like bang. You flip it, bang. And you flip it, bang. What's up, Lily? All right. Part 5. All right. And why is that? We didn't break any rules of the scenario. No. You've got it all wrong. How can you, she looks so, like in this panel right here, she looks unrecognizable. How can you keep a catastrophe alive? Don't you know that's against the rules? Like with all the anger out of her face, she looks so different. Your goal for the scenario is to defeat the catastrophe. And if you do not stay true to the scenario, then don't worry about that. We'll kill the catastrophe. What do you mean by that? Hey, what are you saying? But not right now. I knew there was a loophole. I knew there was a loophole to this. I just picked the wrong one. I picked the word defeat, not kill, but there's no time limit on the condition of clearing this 5th scenario. And I do remember before we did the I forgot what the name of the throne was, like that throne game where they all were fighting to sit on the throne, the ruler's throne. If you know the name, you could drop it in the chat. But I remember around that time, Doksha saying that whoever sits on this throne and whatever actions they take, in a roundabout way, I'm like paraphrasing, that you don't get out of the 5th scenario. There's no getting out of it. I do remember a line being like that. Hell, it could be a mistranslation. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I'm pretty sure Doksha said something like that before he took the actions he took to destroy the throne and take us on this new path. So there is no one sitting on that throne. So I think he's going through this way to possibly find a way to either get Yu Sung to somehow like renounce the title of Catastrophe of Floods. Maybe there's a way to remove that title from her. Who knows? But since there's not a time limit, this 5th scenario can just get stretched until we do whatever we need to do, and then we can continue forward with defeating the Catastrophe of Floods and clearing this 5th scenario. Let me continue. All right. I clearly remember that this scenario didn't have a time limit. So it's up to us to decide when we kill the catastrophe. There aren't many instances where the characters go against the scenario in TWSA. So quit pushing us. The constellations love it when something like this happens. All right, there aren't many instances where the characters go against the scenario in TWSA, especially when the line between good and evil is blurred like now. I like this panel a lot. I wish I could get this panel without any like the speech bubbles on here. It'd be a cool panel. The constellations of the pure good and pure evil alignments are bound to subscribe. Constellation Scribe of Heavens is watching you with interest. Hey, he's right. That's funny. They like to decide who's good and who's evil based on their whims. And the scenario is not a sub-scenario, but a main scenario. Even a mid-level Dokubi won't be able to make changes to its conditions. Interesting, so it has to put up with it. I can't let that happen. You're going to meddle in the scenario again? Did you forget what happened when you did that last time? Yeah, when we conned you. And he's been disciplined once already for doing just that. All right. Hey, what do you think you're doing? I love how I forget sometimes they have like the secret communication between the two of them. 5th scenario consists of 5 catastrophes, so 4 of the 5 have been killed, and the last catastrophe hasn't a time limit, so they can move on to sometimes scenarios can happen simultaneously even if another one's completed. Okay. Alright, gotcha. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Get ready. I'm counting on you if things go out of hand. Damn it, why me? If I die, I'm taking you with me. Don't you forget it. Ah, interesting. But it won't go according to your plan. A new sub-scenario has arrived. Not all incarnations in the Soul Dome would want the same thing you do. Sub-scenario Catastrophe of Floods. Category Sub, Difficulty SS, Clear Conditions. Defeat the Catastrophe of Floods, Yu Sung Shin. No time limit. Reward 2 times the reward of the main scenario number 5, Catastrophe of Floods. Penalty for failure. Starting now, the bounty on the catastrophe will be doubled. That just seems like a bunch of bullcrap to put a sub scenario on top of a main scenario and it be the same exact thing as the main scenario, just so he can medal in this one because he can't medal in the main one because he was already disciplined. That's trash. He's garbage. Get him out of here. Starting now, the bounty on the catastrophe will be doubled. He's going to get his way using a sub scenario, which he can create as he wants. Right. The reward is 200,000 coins, twice the original amount. But the whole thing is that whoever clears this sub scenario subsequently would then clear the main scenario number 5 as well. So you would get the 200,000 coins, and then on top of that, you would get the 100,000 coins from the main, like you would gain the benefits of both. This guy sucks. All right, the reward is 200,000 coins, twice the original amount. I'm sure there will be people who are willing to risk their lives for such an award. Don't you dare move. Value your life or you will die like a moth to a flame. Excuse me. The King of Beauty, Jiwon Min, and the Maitreya King, Sungyeon Cha, and the neutral king, Aldo Jeon, is here too. Korean names, man. I have no practice. Constellation naval warfare goddess, proud of the incarnations of the Korean peninsula. How disappointing. I didn't know the incarnations of the Soul Dome would be a bunch of cowards. That's a fire panel too. Dude, it's something about her not having any anger in her face. It completely changes how she looks from, hell, a chapter ago, 2 chapters ago. Why don't you give it up already? Don't you think we've done enough to satisfy them now? Satisfy. I see. Have you been thinking that far ahead already? That's a fire panel too. They're killing it this chapter with the panels. Oh, we're done? Dang. All right. This is a good one, man. This was a good one. All this stuff with Jungyak, this is some good stuff that I had no idea that it would have went this way. I'm telling you, I had no clue. Man. And it's just like, it's something I didn't even think about it. Like as she's talking and as she's like speaking on everything, like even like talking back, even talking back and thinking about it last week, it's something that that I never even like contemplated, that exactly the plight that she's going through is what he goes through. It's the same thing he goes through every time he regresses, where he'll regress and then he'll see all these people that possibly have done these disgusting things to him in the future, and he just has to look at this person and play along with it and not try to ruffle feathers or change anything too much when he's sitting there looking at them like, now this person's good, but in a year this person will stab me in my back through and through. But this right here, as we sit here right now, this person has no ill intent. And that's a crazy thing. It's something that I never even thought about. That's something I've never thought about with any of these, like any series that kind of has like this return by death thing. It's a lot of like, I take like notes of things that happen, but never taking note of. And it's crazy because I sit here and theorize about a series that has the same kind of mechanisms. But the fact of like how gritty this world is and how nasty that people in this world can get, Jung-Yak can see these people, like this person, like there could be rounds in which he meets someone and takes them into his party and they're the reason why he dies. And he knows it as he's regressing, and he has to look at that person and just be like, they're not bad now. It's kind of like Minority Report in a sense, where you have the precogs who have the ability to see into the future and see crimes that people are committing, and then in turn the police start arresting people for crimes that they haven't committed yet, because there's a possibility that they can commit that crime. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I can just have a round where it's just like, you screw me in 5 years and it's bad and I'm not going to allow it, and I get rid of you right now. And it completely changes everything, and it twists and turns everything. And it like plays with your mind, because in a situation like Jung-Yak, where he'll have to live through a scenario 5 times, regress, 6 times, regress, 7 times, regress, 15 times, regress, 45 times. So it's like, if this person will 100% betray him if he follows this path every single time, he would have to have lived through that trauma of being betrayed so many times. And it's just like, I can see why you would grow numb. I can see why you would just become this cold husk of a person, because of all the things that you go through. Like, you have a loved one and that loved one dies. And every single regression, every single time you do it, you watch them die countless times. It's just something, it's like, I never thought about it until the show punched me square in my face and made this actual comparison between the two of them. Because this is an instance, and it's a weird instance, but this is an instance where she encountered a Jung-Yak that was on his 41st regression. So he's been through 41 lifetimes of doing all of these crazy things. He's jaded beyond belief. And now she takes a similar experience, albeit it's one single extreme pain that she has, and she's now confronted with these individuals from her own timeline, but being confronted with a Jung-Yak that's not as jaded as the one that she knew, as the one that she knows. I will say that, because she still technically knows him from her memories and her experiences. And for him, it's the fact of, for him to only be in his 3rd regression, but to be able to look at her and know exactly what she's going through, because he knows what he's capable of. And he knows that what she's going through is exactly something an individual like him going through this constantly is only the 3rd time. So that just goes to show how much each time he regresses has an impact on him. You get a little glimpse of it, of how he feels whenever we're in that movie arc thing where we're jumping into the movies and he's about ready to give up. You could just see the despair and the pain of regressing and having to possibly live through this stuff again. And at that point, he wasn't deep into this 3rd regression, and he felt all of that. You could see that grief on his face if you go back to those panels. I remember those panels as clear as day. And it's just like, he's on his 3rd one. So the fact that he can even think about a possibility of a future him doing that to him, it's completely crazy. It's completely crazy. I love it. That's great writing. That's great writing. That is great. That's literally great writing. That is literally great writing. That's great writing. That's great writing. And I love it because usually Dokcha has something to say. Like he He usually has a comment to say about whenever Jung-hyuk does something. But the fact that he has no comment, that's what I really like about it. That he has no comment about what he's saying. Because, one, I think it's the right thing to do. And two, for once, the man's making sense, possibly. He's not being like super irrational or radical in his thoughts. Like, everything he spit off was like 1,000% true. And Doksha knows it damn near firsthand because he read it all. Yeah, that's great writing. Yeah, that's great writing. And to think that even one regression can end up lasting a long time, even last 100+ years, it's something that me personally, I can't say it for everyone else, but me personally, when it comes to this series, it's something I never thought of. Doksha says, I was young, I started being a human person with dreams. Yep. It's something I never thought of, and it's really good. That's some really good writing. Like, that's an applause. That deserves like a round of applause, like seriously. I'm never not gonna say it. I want these two to just like be a team, please. Or if we're not gonna be a team, please allow their relationship to stay like this, where they can stay separate, and then whenever these events happen, they can work together, and they literally could be two sides of a coin. They could work perfect together. They really could. Because Jung-hyuk thinks in ways, and it's a crazy thing to think that Jung-hyuk thinks in a way that that Doksha doesn't think of. Because, and I say it's weird because Doksha has read the entire series. Like, he knows Jung-hyuk's character really well. So the fact that he even catches himself like surprised sometimes, but with what Jung-hyuk will say is just an interesting thing. It's like they both think completely opposite of each other. Completely opposite. And because of that, when Jung-hyuk goes to do something radical and crazy, Doksha can step in. But when Doksha gets too narrow-minded because he knows everything, because he's read the story, Jung-hyuk can hit him with some reality, if you can call it that, since we're in a series, can slap him upside his head with some reality, and Doksha can like think straight. They work good together. They have the same taste as Fandom. Fandom wants Jung-hyuk, Doksha, and Plagiarist a team. They're a good trio, man. And plus, this is something that me, Akakaze, Dexter, they like those three, they both in a sense fulfill the 3 ways to survive the apocalypse, where it's dang, I always forget what the 3 ways are. It's to regress, return, and to be reincarnated. Those are the 3 ways. Those are the 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. And Jung-hyuk, Doksha, and Soo-young. I couldn't think of her name. Soo-young, they both fulfill those 3 ways. So like they all have a relevance to the story, like when you possibly get to the end of it. I almost got spoiled I almost got spoiled. I don't know where I was. I don't know what I was reading. I don't know what I was doing. But I was like, oh snap, Omniscient Reader stuff. I've never seen Omniscient Reader stuff anywhere on the internet ever. I don't be going looking for it anyways. But I was like scrolling and I seen it, and it was like, spoilers, details on secretive plotter's identity, and I like almost flipped my phone and dropped it because because I didn't want to know. I'm just like, no. I just got rid of it. I was like, oh gosh. I was like, that was a close one. And I always have trouble remembering Su Young's name. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to forget it, I should say. I'm pretty much good with all the characters that I should know their names. I do know their names. Like Yusung and Dokcha, Junghyuk. I need to remember Su Young. We got Sangha. We got Gil Young. We got Hyung Sung. We got oh gosh, GA. We have how did I forget our sword lady? How did I forget her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, wow. I feel like a Muppet. Heewon. There we go. I couldn't... Heewon. There we go. That's pretty much all the names I remember. Like, I remember, Anna Croft. That's it. That's all. Those are the names that I remember. Who was the landlord? His name's on the tip of my tongue too. Dang it, it's gone. I try to remember the hacker kid. His name's on the tip of my tongue. It's like their names are like a step away from me like grasping them, but I can't remember. Pildong, there we go. And I want to like, oh, hacker kid's name is something. It's not that. That's too American. It's too American. As soon as someone puts it in the chat, I'll be like, yep, that's his name. Dang. I do wonder if time is 7:15. I do wonder if there's any possibility of Dokcha alerting someone, because I'm thinking about it because of oh, did I move past it? I'm thinking about that possibility of someone maybe figuring out not who Dokcha is, but Dokcha knows too much. Dang it, where is it? Where did he say it at? Where he said the Dokubi says you're thinking that far ahead. He's like so you're thinking that far ahead, excuse me. Let me scroll down and actually like skim through this really fast. Saying, now I know I clearly remember the center to have time limit. It's up to you to decide. We kill that. We don't go against. Yep. Push us. Yep. Good and evil. Constellation of pure evil. Okay. Decides who's going to based on their web scenario. Last scenario. Main scenario. You can't change that. Can't let that happen. You're going to be in the middle of scenario. Okay. For you, what happened to you last time? You already been disciplined on hand. Don't forget your diet. Interesting. Yep. Won't go according to your brain. Now connection soul don't do the same thing as you. Catastrophe doubled. Create a sub scenario. Turn it up. Don't you dare move. For your life, we go to die. All the names. Yep. God Warfare. Canary Parental. Yep. But then no. Gotcha. Right here. So why don't you give it up already? Don't you think we've done enough to satisfy them now? And he's like, satisfy. He's like, have you been thinking that far ahead already? And it's just like a comment like this where I do wonder if there's a possibility of Dokcha possibly getting someone of an extremely high status to take a keen eye at looking at him because of the things he does and the results that he gets. That is true as well, Lively. That definitely is true as well. I just wonder, like, and I feel like if that does happen, it's gonna come. I hope if something like that does happen, where an individual that pops up just ends up popping up, I hope that it's random. Like, I hope that it's something where, like, it kind of feels like out of nowhere, this extremely important person like descends onto one of the scenarios because Dokcha has done too much. It'd be a cool wrinkle into the plan, and it'd just be cool to have Dokcha just kind of like aghast, having no idea what's happening or what to do, and having him think on his toes, literally, not being able to rely possibly on Omniscient Reader's viewpoint and skimming through chapters to possibly figure out an answer. I think that would be something cool. If something completely unexpected happens outside of the confines of something that Dokcha maybe knows. And I feel like there has to be a possibility of something like that happening, because Dokcha is not supposed to be a part of this. So he's like changing events, and it's like, granted, it's like through all the different regressions that you read through as Jung-Yeok in TWSA, reading through that story, you would assume that different situations would allow different individuals to be brought into Jung-Yeok's like viewpoint, so that you can see these people. You can end up seeing all the people that are in these first couple scenarios, or scenarios way down the line, or these really powerful and influential and important people that you wouldn't see necessarily in one regression. Like, I'm pretty sure like Dokcha has knowledge of all these individuals and what they like and what they don't like. But I think it would be something really cool, because as far as we know, there's only one individual like Dokcha with the information that Dokcha has from the perspective that he has. So I think it would be a cool addition to introduce a wrinkle into this entire story that Dokcha has not a clue about. No matter how far he reads, front to back, he can't find an explanation for an event that is happening. He has no reference point, and he just has to now make a choice just from his decision making on what to do. I would like that somewhat in the future. I would like that. Granted, he's like doing that through like his events because he's changing things, but something like completely unforeseen, where it's just like, I have like Dokcha has no knowledge on this. I have no knowledge whatsoever. What do I do? And I feel like that could be a really freaking cool thing to experience. All right. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. I still do remember, like, the Constellations they still aren't too happy with him, right? Because of what he did. for conning them. They're still not happy with him. Hold on. Is that side quest got ended, right? That kill Dokcha thing? I don't know if it was kill Dokcha. But from conning all the Constellations to get to that 10,000, like that goal for him choosing, like they're still kind of upset, right? So aren't all these things like stacked on top of each other right now? Like the main scenario and then the sub scenario, and then I don't know if the challenge has been canceled or anything. I don't see the marker above Dokcha's head anymore. So I don't know if it's been canceled or that's just something we're just going to move past it and not address it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it will be addressed. Huh. No, I don't think it's addressed anymore because he died. He died. He did die. He died. He died. That's why that scenario ended. Technically, Yu Sung killed him. He died and he came back. That's why. Answer my question. I just had to think about it. If you don't remember, I do not remember. He said in the beginning that he has no knowledge of who the Constellation secretive plotter was, and that he wasn't in TWSA. This person gave him a supporter request and the train. Okay. So I need to do my reread sooner rather than later. I've been mentioning it for like the last month, 2 months maybe. I need to do it sooner rather than later. So when I do it, I'll definitely notice. Secretive plotter is sus. Absolutely. I think there's a possibility of secretive plotter being like some. I think I've made this point before, but secretive plotter could be along the lines of someone like Gauther from Nanatsu no Taizai, Seven Deadly Sins. An individual like the OG Gauther. That's all I'll say. I could see something like that. I definitely could see something like that. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm sorry for starting late. This is a really good chapter. I'm gonna try to get some food in me, and then there's going to be a Genshin stream in 40 minutes, so at like 8 o'clock. So it's like 40 minutes. I'm gonna do a Genshin stream, hop on for a few hours, play again. If you're interested in that, you could stick around so we can buy that. But if not, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. I like these conversations. This arc has been great. This whole 5th scenario, I've like every chapter is just like a banger. It's just like giving you more and more and more and more. It's the gift that keeps on giving this arc. I love it. But thank you guys. I appreciate you for stopping by. We should. I'm trying to think if I attempt to start rereading, if I'm gonna like. I don't think I'll do it in a stream format. I don't have the time. But if I'll hop in the Discord maybe and go back through it, maybe look at some of my notes from the first 10, because I remember the first 10 chapters. I wasn't positive on this series that much. I was like, okay, let me just stick around and figure this out and see what the story gives me, and I just stuck with it. But maybe now I can look back at those first 10 chapters in hindsight, not completely judging Dokcha's character and events that are happening and not enjoying it for what it is. So I'll do that. I'll think about, maybe I'll hop in the Discord, maybe copy some of my notes that I was taking during those first 10, just so I can have them side by side as I'm going through the Discord again. So that's something I might do. So keep your eyes out. I'll tag the book club tag in Discord if I do that. So if you're in the Discord, look out for that. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good rest of the week, I should say. Have a good weekend. And hopefully, God willing, I catch you guys back here next Thursday for 104 of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. So thank you again. I'll see you guys and have a good one. Peace out.